Do you want to turn off your fan?
There's no way.
Or how about you put a gate? How about you put a gate on your mic? My God, it's 2023. Step up your audio.
Does my fan? Can you hear my air conditioner?
No, not at all, because you have a gate.
Not
Sweet.
Yeah.
Do you know what a gate is, Walton?
Isn't it like a thing to keep kids out of a room?
I mean, I got a pop filter. Do you got one of those?
Well, that won't help him. Yeah. I think my Shure 8742. I forgot what it is. Hold on. SM7B has like a pop thing already.
I think Scott didn't put the Rumble code thing in today either.
Who cares? That's not our channel.
Right. You're right.
Hey, we're live.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The intro. If this is the wrong intro, I'm sorry.
Oh, dude. You know, half the people just show up for the do-to-do. Wow. You learned. This is why you're not allowed on with Ryan.
It didn't even happen.
I'm not doing it. I'm going to do strike.
And whenever we have to guess, you're not allowed. All right, Pop, you're
I'm an individual, goddammit.
Classic Pop. All right, Keely Chow in the chat. Do your do-to-dos.
Oh my God, you guys are gonna shame me. You're gonna do shame me.
You can't swallow.
Man, I think it's worse when you try because you have no heart. What the hell, awesome one. Matt is the Mad King.
Is this where we find out if it's a good intro or
the
not?
Mad King comes with no ease. Burden of greatness is hard on these knees. Lameness is your particular disease. Touching with jokes, that's my sacred degree. Bloods and Crips got nothing on me.
Facts.
Always dig in, dig out for eternity. That's
Hell
my war
yeah.
cry. That's how my Bradley. Knocking out movies like I'm fucking Jet Li. You best believe
Tom Cruise.
satisfaction's not guaranteed. Mama Susan treats me like I'm a refugee. But I know
how to use her.
YouTuber's
YouTuber.
Fighting on back roads and back routes. How they saving the future.
Yeah, every superhero needs his theme music.
I don't even.
Are we quoting I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, now? Is that what we're...
I got it from Kanye.
Hail the chat. Hey guys, doing tonight? Eats up. What's up, man? Thank you for stopping through. Appreciate you, man. Guys,
He's not here. I tried to tag him in the chat, and his name didn't show. Yeah, he said first and then left, so
and then left.
He doesn't get a high.
Yeah, I'm going to promote his show for him.
Nope.
Going Rogue later on his channel. Thank you.
On another day, on another channel.
Keely Chow, what's up, man? Good to see you. What dump on you? Are you into that kind of thing, also? I mean, isn't that like a Cleveland steamer?
You don't want to bring up these things, do you?
No,
because it's going to turn into you and trees and.
I'm not trying to make it like that. You know what, Matt? Though I did have my 1600.
Look, take off the chat and see what's at the bottom. Hold on, take that off. Look at what he has.
All right.
I love wood is underneath your name.
It is. It is not. Is it? Oh
yeah,
shit.
it's there.
Mr. Greg Gregory did that the last time I was.
He's not even here.
He did it last time. I haven't streamed since then.
Blame the Jewish guy when he's not around. Let me guess. You think he's funding these DAs?
Every time you enter the studio, you have the option to change your subhead.
I didn't even notice that it was there, Slender. I didn't see it. There,
situational awareness, man. Situational awareness.
Yep. Yeah. Have you seen my dating history? I have no situational awareness.
No.
You'll never be able to patrol the streets with Mads and Slender.
I can't.
I want to get back to that game, but it's so boring.
Yeah, it's turned into a grind, man.
Yeah, it really is work.
Or new toys or anything.
Well,
so it really is a police simulator.
I did unlock that we get to transport people to the station ourselves. So
how's that going? You guys are still playing the cop?
No, we haven't played in forever. We're about to start playing Conan.
That sounds like an awesome game. Yeah.
We didn't tell you anything about it. All we did was tell you the name. What are you talking about? It sounds like an awesome game.
That's not bullshitting.
Oh,
I don't even know there's a Conan game out.
Your fake YouTube persona is irritating.
Conan is basically just Minecraft with more murder and better graphics.
More
That's
murder?
a great way to sell it. So I would buy it right now if I had a PC.
Conan the Mad Bart.
Oh, and slavery. There's a shitload of slavery in that game.
Nice. Did I tell you about that? Y'all ever play Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain?
No. That one didn't look very good to me.
It's awesome. No, I loved it. It's the only Metal Gear Solid game I ever played, but I love it because you go to. All right, this isn't the part that I love, but so you go to Africa, right, and you tranquilize Africans, and then you tie them to a balloon, and then a plane will come and grab them, and then take them to your base, which is out in the ocean, and then you throw them in jail, and then eventually they will agree to work for free on your base, and yeah, so you just go around kidnapping Africans.
That's actually Conan too. You can beat people down with, instead of using like a lethal weapon, you can just beat them into unconsciousness with a club, tie them up, drag them back to your base, and you put them on the wheel. And they have to push the wheel until they are broken and agree to work for you.
The Wheel of Pain.
Or
the Wheel of Pain. They included it in the game.
It's a nice touch.
Conan is OnlyFans as well.
Is there a Conan OnlyFans?
I mean, there has to be.
Speaking of gay, Matt, I had a weird dream the other night. I was talking about it on my 1600.
No, we don't have to introduce the panel. Go on with your gay dream.
It was. I got to get this out. I got to get through it. It's psychologically damaged me. It was very. You were in it, and
you
I don't
interrupt
why.
a band trying to come out because he had a dream about you. It's a bad. It's a bad way to go.
I'm not saying
say thank you.
I'm not saying genitals touched. I'm like nothing like that. I'm just saying that like for some reason in the dream you had smooth legs, and I don't know where that came from. Like I'm not attracted to you at all. That was the first time I ever had a weird.
Well, that was rude.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, tell him you're flattered, but he's barking up the wrong tree.
That's
God.
Terrible. I mean, Matt, I'm sorry. That was so rude.
My legs are not smooth. However, around my ankles, because the boots that I wore for 10 years, between military and police, it's bald. It's rubbed all the hair.
Really?
Around, yeah.
Oh, that happened to me too.
Yeah. Whenever I meet somebody, they're like, "Oh, I was in the military too." One of the first things I'm gonna do, like, let me see your ankles to check to see if there's hair there, and then if there is, I'm like, "You're a liar."
That would just be accepted practice. So.
Oh, dude, what's going on? Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you.
Real quick.
Yeah,
Slender, real quick. Slender. I forgot where we were. I was still in the army or whatever. We were at some party, and this guy was like, "Oh yeah. I was in the army." And we're like, "Oh yeah, what was your MOS?" He goes, "Rodriguez." I went, "What?"
Dude, I'm not even in the army, and I know that MOS is not it. Like
No.
I think it's the same as for the Navy. We have NECs, which are basically your specialty.
Yeah, I've dealt with some Navy people before, and I'm like, "What's your rank?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm an NINITC-742." So E3.
First class. You got to add the class in there.
No, first class is an E6. I was an E6.
Oh, classy. Look at him.
Did you get E7?
No, I got out the Navy.
Oh, I probably would have hit 7 and 7. Our points were low to be promoted. I was supposed to go to E5 board, but then I got blown up.
Nobody likes
excuses. You'd think that'd just be like automatic pass.
Well, what I was going to go to the board here at BAMC, but I did all the paperwork, had everything ready, and I gave it to my section sergeant or whatever, right? At that time, though, everyone in your chain of command was also injured, so you couldn't find anybody to get anything done. But I put it on his desk. The dude forgot to turn it in twice.
And he was your boss?
Yeah.
Way to lead by example, shithead.
Well, he kind of got pissed at me because I had to leave. I had to go back to Fort Hood because I was about to get an Article 15 because he came in my barracks room and was bitching about me having a keg in there, right? And and I was a little meaner back then. I looked at him. I said, your arm's a little light to be talking to me like that. Because he didn't have a combat patch. Because he hurt his back in Korea and got sent over there.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you went straight for the fucking throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just mean.
Oh man, back then, I mean, it was crazy. They had us mixed with guys that got hurt in AIT at Fort Sam. It did not go well for them. This one dude on crutches was lying about, oh, y'all got blown up, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody saw him at the hospital a couple of days later, and he, no rank, slick arms. He got his ass whooped.
Damn.
By two legless guys, opposite legs. They worked in tandem.
What?
I don't even know what to say. I'm like, what the hell?
That's entertaining.
Oh yeah, dude. There were some crazy stories too, man. People would try to make up. There was one dude. He cool story, right? He was like, man, we're on dismounted patrol and we got ambushed. And when they found me, I was still pulling the trigger with no rounds left. And I thought they shot me across my mouth and knocked out all my teeth, but it actually went through the back of my head, and I was shot here and there. And he had this giant scar on the back of his head, right? Well, what happened was he slipped in the shower in Kuwait before they deployed, and that's how he cracked his head open. But the other story is really cool, though.
Oh, so he's bullshitting.
Yeah. He slipped in the shower.
Yeah, 90% of the people you meet in the military, their stories are probably, at the very least, heavily embellished.
Oh, the one dude that didn't, well, there was a couple guys. One dude, I forgot, they were in some Black Hawk or whatever, and somebody was passing him the shotgun, and he grabbed it by the barrel, and it dropped to the ground, and the round ran off and blew off most of his fingers.
Damn.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Oh my God.
A Marine guy, this dumbass, he was a generator maintenance guy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of the giant generators, right? But it wasn't working. So the first thing, you do is you're going to check to see if there's any fuel in it, right? So he undoes the cap, and you can't see because it's dark in there. So he gets a Zippo, right? So that you can have light.
Oh, my God. No.
I mean, so far, I don't see a problem with this.
Well. Then, yeah, he was a burnt guy.
Also, someone says ASMR War Stories with Matt. He's enjoying it. He wants you to keep talking.
One time we found a penis in the grass. It wasn't ours.
It wasn't friendly?
The mystery of the phantom penis. Where did this penis come from? Who does this penis belong to?
It was the guy that blew himself up. For record.
I was like, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much in the chat for coming. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button, share out the link. And no matter what platform you're watching, please subscribe to Sporking News Podcast.
Well, I'll do it. We're being joined by Slender Man, the king of Mayorstown. Hello, Slender.
Slender Dad. But yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Did I say man?
Great to be here.
Sorry, I misgendered you.
I identify as a dad. Mostly because I am one.
And below Steven is a man who allows his 8-year-old son to color his impression of a movie. Little Chad.
Of a
If
shit
you're
movie.
talking about a kid's movie, yes, I would say that, yeah.
What do they know?
That when it's a movie designed for them, but Mario Brothers is still a good movie. It's fine. Stop being worried about it. Don't be that angry old person being like, no, in my day, Mario was pixelated and this is a problem.
Chad, what I keep hearing you do is make excuses for the movie. Like, we're like, oh, Peach is a girl boss. And you're like, no. They explain why it makes perfect sense that Peach is
She's
so
not all right.
than Mario,
Do you want to get into the Mario movie? We can do that.
Hold on. To balance out all the cuckoo bananas is Pops.
I'm probably not the best role model for that because the moment you started talking about penis in the grass, I kept thinking it'd be a great parody song by The Doors. Penis in the grass.
Oh, I was thinking the another cock in the wall.
I mean, you say
That's a
that, and
sequel
because of
album.
where I
Make
grew up,
sure the
you're
first one
just
goes first.
another dick in the wall.
you say that. But I grew up in the part of Virginia where the Bobbit stuff happened, so everybody in my school, like high school, knew exactly where on the road where that thing got thrown out. It was hilarious.
Did you say you said bobbits as in plural? Like, did this happen a lot? Was your highways?
No, because there
Cocks
was
in the-
because there's the husband and the wife, the Bobbits. you
Oh,
know.
the bobbits. Yeah. Apparently, got a
you know-
new one that was bigger. He did some porn.
I
Oh,
never
he did
watched that,
Frankenpenis, didn't he?
Yeah, the Frankenpenis. Yeah.
so. Are we trying to get Scott demonetized? Like,
No.
He should have been here.
There was an F-bomb in
That's
the first
true.
4 seconds. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
we're
As though
15 minutes
he ever had a chance.
Did you move your fan closer to your mic?
Yeah, I even hear it now. I didn't hear it before. Now I do.
Perfect. Leave it just like that. Oh God.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, turn it back on. I'm not doing this shit.
All right.
It's louder now. How is it
I
louder?
will turn the AC off. Oh my god.
Do you have under your settings? Welcome back to StreamYard Tech Help. Do you have echo cancellation selected? Maybe try that.
Dude, coming to you live from a 5x5 boiler room, it's author Stephen Walton.
Now he's just gone. No,
Just
he can't
bailed
figure out how to
out.
turn it back on.
Is that better?
It's
Is that better?
different. Did you turn echo cancellation on?
No. Wait, did I what? Hold on. Let me look at my big black mic. I don't know.
No. Oh my God, dude! It's on StreamYards. Go to settings.
Let's see. Where's the settings?
Audio.
Hold on. I'm looking. Is
Wow.
the avatar edit name?
Oh.
Settings. Okay.
Yes.
the 3 little dots. There you go.
No, that's not it. You click settings at the bottom. Wow, Chad.
Yeah, you click it. It's clicked. It's the blue click. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's clicked.
the echo cancellation. Okay.
Yeah, it's
well,
cancellation. Yeah, I got it.
all right. Anyway, what are we talking about tonight?
Tonight we're talking about
Where's
what-
Tina?
Tina was going to be here, but she had to go do some stuff with family.
Because I've been waiting on this Fatal Attraction TV show review that she's gonna have for us.
Yeah. So was I, but apparently it's not coming out till the 30th. So
I just thought that meant Tina, rode the high seas and managed to find copies. Some other YouTubers sometimes do.
I love how you didn't bother even taking it off the thumbnail.
No. I was working. I didn't have time to come home and do it because I was gonna watch it. To add some thought to the review, and then I realized it didn't come out, and then checked the chat to let you guys know, but you already knew. And then by that time, it was
Maybe did she mean that she was going to review the movie from like 1986?
No,
like
she
it was new.
No, she was talking about the TV series on Paramount Plus, but that fell through. But there is something else I figured we could chat about before we go into our review, and that would be, if I can bring it up, Blue Beetle director deletes tweet wishing assassination on President Donald Trump. And claims Puerto Rico is a slave colony. Yeah, and you guys were talking about slaves earlier, so figured why not? It'll go with the content, right? Okay, so
Wait, what? Sorry, I was responding to somebody in chat. God dang it, dude!
I'm confused on why this is a story now because this actually happened in like 2018 or something.
I
this
don't know.
is several years old at this point.
Well, I think there's some other stuff in it, but I think the headline was probably just to catch people's attention.
Well, he deleted it just the other day.
I
Yeah,
think it's
like-
more that once the movie he's directing is actually releases a trailer, that's when you can dump your opposition research on the tweets he may have put out
Oh, gotcha.
several
Yeah, well, they'll
years
do
ago.
the most damage. I mean, that's just good warfare.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now we've seen the trailer. We can drop Oppo research. I'm good. Okay.
Here, I'm sending you a link because I had to wait for freaking ever at CVS today. So I read articles on stuff. I sent you a better one. Do this one. Everybody's already talked about this Blue Beetle thing.
Okay, sounds good. It's going to take like 10 minutes for my browser to catch up.
Oh, this is from Trent too.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my God, I'm gonna share my screen.
Oh. Hey, how come yours looks different? I like that.
You mean dark mode?
Yeah, it's
You-
darker. How do you do that?
All right.
Oh, you don't know how to turn dark mode on? Like, come on, Steve.
We tried this once before.
Yeah.
Just
It's-
roll on. We'll
nah.
never get there.
New report.
Who's the dude?
That I don't. That's Rosie O'Donnell.
What? That's a dude. Look at those hands. Those are sausage fingers.
Holy shit! She does have bigger hands than Trump.
What is going on?
Yeah.
The bar's pretty low, actually, isn't it?
She has not aged well.
Well,
I mean,
but
she
you know
didn't
what's-
start off looking that great, but
That's a dude.
You know what's weird though? She looks younger than I think she really is though.
You think?
well,
She playing
plastic
Archie
doesn't
Bunker?
age.
I don't know how old she is though. I'll be honest. How old is Rosie O'Donnell?
I don't know. I mean,
A new report claims that Amazon Studios scrapped an audience ranking system after data revealed audiences were put off by queer stories and themes.
Otherwise known as being honest. When audiences were you remember when Netflix did that, where they scrapped the they switched to just thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah.
Because when people were able to score things on the like point scale, all their fun projects were getting really low scores. And like, no, we're just gonna go to thumbs up, thumbs down now, because we don't want you actually knowing what people think.
I mean, the problem you run into is, like, for example, Lil Chad, things like this new Super Mario Brothers movie, which is going to sell a shitload of tickets based on its name.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody is going to have kids who like it, so then they're going to defend it. And then all of a sudden, you've got a 50-50 split on people who liked it and people who didn't. But guess what? It moved a fuck ton of tickets, so it's getting a sequel either way.
Yeah.
All
Well-
right, kiss my ass. The movie was good. It was fine. You're being
Wait, it was fine.
just-
You've downgraded
No.
it in the same sentence.
No,
it was
it
good.
was-
It was fine.
it was fine in the sense that everybody's worried that Peach girl boss, blah blah blah. You haven't even fucking seen it, so go watch the movie and then you
No.
can tell me what you think, because it was a good Super Mario Brothers movie. You know what? Go watch the 1992 piece of shit with Bob.
How
Hoskins
dare
if
you.
That
that's what
movie
you
was
wanna do.
amazing.
That movie was
Oh
awesome.
my god.
Wow. It's Mario.
I mean, I don't
Mario,
really take it as
Mario.
a Super Mario movie, but as a movie, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thought it was great, man. What's his name going cuckoo bananas as Browser?
Oh, Dennis Hopper.
Yeah,
Dennis
yeah.
Hopper, yeah.
Yeah, where all they did was like slick back his hair.
Imagine
little
this.
ridges.
The three movies I think of when I think of him is Apocalypse Now, Waterworld, and Mario Brothers.
As long as
How do you not
included
think of
Waterworld.
Speed? I mean,
My
you got to think of
Science
Speed, right?
Speed.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot
My
about
Science
Speed.
Project.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another
True
Pop
good
Quiz,
Romance is
Hot
my
Shot.
favorite.
Wait, is that the one with Kevin Bacon's dick?
What?
Are you
True
thinking of
Romance?
no, that was Wild Things.
That's wild.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody knew that one pretty quick.
Because Nev Campbell and Denise
Delete that
Richards had
somebody.
a girl on girl scene when that
Yeah, but
wasn't common.
you didn't see Nev Campbell's biddies until she was, they were drooping, like later in life.
Drooping, she's like an A+ cup. How could they be drooping?
Who the fuck is Nev Campbell?
Sydney from
Gravity never
Right.
comes for
Oh,
the
from
A
Scream.
cups.
God.
Oh, I love the substitute teacher skit from Key and Peele.
D Nice. D Nice.
Yeah. Oh, what was she a part of? She's a part of the
Oh, the future.
chess club. No, the chess club.
The
And he
chess,
goes,
yeah.
chess club.
It's like, I think, don't you lie to me.
Oh man.
What did he
Dude,
say? Like maybe mosquito bite club.
Yeah. Fucking those substitute teacher fucking skits were great, man.
Chad, I'm gonna go see Mario Brothers this weekend.
What'd you call him?
I'm gonna go
Did
see
you
it.
say Mario or Mario?
Whatever it is.
Mario?
I'm gonna go see it on Friday with the kid. So.
You're
Steven,
pronouncing
what do
it
you-
like
yeah.
Bob Hoskins from 1992. I'm Mario.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna have fun with the kid. And Lil Chad is saying it's good, and I'm gonna.
It's fine.
It's a good movie. The stuff about Peach is fine. People are getting all up and they were prejudging it just based on one trailer shot and whatever. If you
going
can't
on?
enjoy a Mario movie,
A strong female character doesn't make it woke, it's usually a strong female character at the expense of a male or expense of the story or it's plot armor and Mary Sue them. Those are the kind of more of the elements that I would consider under the woke definition.
Mario definitely has to save the day multiple occasions, including saving Peach and the kingdom. So
I may be alone on this one. Well, probably not. I know Slender's with me on this one, but I find it sus whenever I see more than 3 females in a movie. I'm already, side-eyeing this movie like, that's a lot of chicks.
I find the word sus.
I find you sus. Avi. This new report comes from The Hollywood Reporter's Kim Masters, who details that Amazon's reliance on testing and data led to a class last summer, specifically following a marketing meeting regarding the company's A League of Their Own series. Masters notes, during the meeting, an Amazon executive pointed out that, quote, data showed audiences found queer stories off-putting and suggested downplaying those themes in materials promoting the show. Wait, it starts off as a quote from him, but then it goes into he didn't say that. Oh, whatever. Anyway,
was there lesbian sex in that?
Oh, maybe he's quoting Masters. On top of this,
here's the thing about that, though, right? Like, yes, probably 90+% of the audience is going to find queer stories off-putting because how much of the population is queer? Like 1%, 2%?
In real world or in like a high school post 2018? Up until about 2018, the statistic was pretty solid that no more than 3 to 5% was ever registering as any combination of not heterosexual. And then all of a sudden, starting after that in high schools and middle schools, the numbers jumped to 20-30%. So it's ridiculous.
Thanks, Obama.
Which really means that, in all honesty, if it's 3 to 5%, for every 100 characters, 3 to 5 of them should be, in that group. And yet we seem to have more than half of them at this point.
I saw there was this report from one of those LGBTQ2A2S AI plus. I forgot which one it is, like one of the main ones. And it was talking about representation on television or whatever, and the percentage of characters that are LGBTQ2SQAI plus was 20 times the amount of actual people in the US.
Fucking fucked.
It's like 50 to 70% on some of these channels. It's completely insane.
It's crazy. And they were like, but we're not there yet. What? How much more do you want?
I put a link in the private chat of the scissoring hen that's calling out the cancellation of this show as homophobic. And I call her a scissoring hen because that's what she is. You have to look her up on Twitter and you would understand she is the embodiment of the purple hair weirdo.
I've never heard of that term, and I'm going to use it now. Thanks, Pops.
Who would have thought that when they remade A League of Their Own, a beloved movie from the 90s that appealed to pretty much all audiences, had made it a giant message machine that people wouldn't want to watch?
Everything is a giant message machine, my friend.
I think they're missing the whole lesbians. Nobody has a problem with. You know what I mean? No one's gonna be like, oh, gross, 2 girls kissing, right? Like, me, obviously, I would. That's gross. But
2 hot chicks.
No one, not women, not men, want to see 2 bros banging. You know what I mean? It doesn't hit the same. Well,
is that a pun that you intended right there?
To be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
We're built for purpose.
Right. I mean, again, put them on some sand, let them play volleyball. We're all down for that.
That's true. But, and then the instructor has to throw on a jumpsuit and a hat to pretend to be a boy to get Maverick to notice her.
You say that like it's a bad thing. But yeah, we can infer what happens after the volleyball. Anyway,
Pops, what is this ugly thing that I'm looking at on Twitter?
That's the lady that wrote the article about being homophobic. That's what I'm saying. That's the scissoring hen. There's an embodiment of what a scissoring hen is, and she's one of them.
On top of this,
so
I bet her
offended and
fingers are really
triggered
thick.
by this. Oh my god.
I bet her fingers are thick like a catching mug.
On top of this, Masters also detailed, quote, multiple sources say Amazon system often ranked broad series featuring straight white male leads above all others. According to the report, the show's co-creator Will Graham, of course it's made by a man, launched into an interrogation of the system, which resulted in Amazon dropping the system of ranking shows based on audience scores.
I can tell you right off the top of my head, the like 3 most popular Amazon shows that have aired are Reacher,
Terminal List,
The Terminal List, and
Jack Ryan.
And Jack Ryan. And guess what all 3 have in common?
Hell yeah.
Straight white male leads who kick ass. So and
but
The Boys is right up in there, and
Yep.
that's and people watch that for Dred's character. What's his name? Carl Urban.
Oh, Butcher.
Yeah, Butcher's the reason people enjoy the show. It's not for anything. I mean, I hope they don't try to change it in later seasons.
Right.
Man, you think what's his dad's name? Is it Kurt Russell?
Dennis Quaid's son.
Oh,
who's
Dennis
the
Quaid.
kid.
Yeah.
His son
Dude.
is the lead. Yeah.
You know Randy fucks with him at Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? I'm not saying his heart
You
pumps
think they
Kool-Aid.
even invite Randy over? Like,
There's a separate party just for Randy. Let's just be perfectly honest.
Could
do
you
you think
imagine?
he pulls up in front of the house and just yells the shitter was full? Like, right?
Randy
Like,
seems like he is the real life embodiment of his character from Independence Day.
It
Like he
really
I was
yeah.
thinking more Cousin
he's gonna
Eddie.
show up at Thanksgiving, like flies the plane in and lands in the wrong neighborhood and has to take an Uber and they leave him in the wrong house. And yeah.
Yep, he is the oh man. I was gonna make a Bill Clinton brother joke, but I could not remember his fucking name.
Roger Clinton.
Is it
Was
Roger?
that his name? I think it was Roger.
What fucking movie was it where he
Bill
was in
Clinton's
there?
brother.
Roger Clinton was in there, and a whole bunch of other brothers that were tired
Santa
of living.
Claus. The
Huh?
Santa Claus, the Fred Claus movie. Remember how it was? Like
Oh,
the Fred
that's what it
Claus movie,
was.
And they
Yeah,
had like the
yeah.
therapy circle.
Yeah,
It's like, well, I don't know, my brother's Santa Claus. Like, this is really funny. I mean, you know, my brother's Bill Clinton, and there was Alec Baldwin's brother,
Frank
yeah.
Stallone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a funny movie. I like that one.
Jokes you get. I like.
You
Fred
can say
too.
what you want about Frank Stallone, but he's had hit songs. So
Oh, that one he did for Rambo really nailed the
he's always gonna.
the themes. All right, this is where this article really kicks off for me. This new report appears to lend credence to a previous rumor from Hollywood insider WDW Pro at That Park Place that claimed multiple Hollywood focus groups chose a dummy police show versus a woke-styled police show. All right, so the dummy police show was based on hacked together episodes of Starsky and Hutch that featured, quote, 2 young detectives, 2 white guys, one Ivy League and the other a good old boy, are partnered in Vegas where they cultivate informants, recurring girlfriends. Every episode includes a fist fight with chairs and bottles flying. Every second episode has a car chase. Alleys, I don't know why I'm doing a lot of hand movement. Alleys with blowing newspapers, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, unnecessarily overpowered firearms, muscle cars on the strip. Vegas location used to the hilt, from grungy and rundown to full-on glam.
Sounds awesome.
Right?
Yeah, all the things an audience wants.
Yeah, completely made up. In contrast, the woke-styled show was allegedly a legitimate show that was being pitched to a number of streaming services, including Netflix, that followed a POC policewoman in a southern... Come on, Trent. In a southern where... she is shocked by the racism, sexism, and abuse of power of her new colleagues, as well as their poor relations with the communities they serve.
Wait. So what the fuck does this prove? Oh, they picked the one that wasn't a real show, so they suck. No. They picked the one that wasn't a real show because your show sucked so bad that they would rather watch something that didn't even fucking exist.
I think that is the point that they're making. Yeah.
Not only did the show feature themes about racism and sexism, but it muddied the moral waters as a policewoman doesn't know who are the good guys and who are the bad guys anymore and has to watch her back on and off duty while she tries to initiate change both in her department and in her community.
Oh, God, this sounds awful.
Right?
I
That's
lived
why
in
it fucking...
several places in the South, it's not that bad.
Oh,
You've probably got pockets, but it's not that bad.
No, it's not. I'm down here. It's not that
the
bad.
only difference to all of this is the fact that we have social media, and all of these, as I said, scissoring hens can be heard. Because back in the day, like when I was a kid, these people were always ticked off that shows like Dukes of Hazzard and Love Boat drew like massive audiences, massive money, and they're like these cheesy, silly, goofy shows. They completely despised it because they wanted all their highbrow type stuff to move culture forward. Now we have to hear these people like they matter. And reality is the normies are waking up to this nonsense because the Disney machinery with its LBGTQ MOUSE has ruined it for everybody. Even the normies are like, listen, I ain't watching this show. It's not like they're doing anything original. Everyone has already seen their alphabet shows and their agendas and all this stuff. It's not like it's new. We're looking at like 7 years out from 2016 Ghostbusters. How much more different is any of this?
Pops, that was something that I've always thought of, is that before the internet, this kind of stuff got bullied out of pop culture because when they were kids, people who were this kind of attitude, they got bullied, and being bullied's bad, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it gets you back on track to not screw things up for everybody else.
The bullies kept the weird kids in check, and the weird kids would eventually stop being so fucking weird because they didn't want to be bullied.
Right.
And honestly,
and they had better lives for it.
When you mentioned the Disney thing, Pops, I started thinking about it, and it's not superhero fatigue, it's super queero fatigue.
Oh yeah, I've been saying that it's not. Yeah, I've been saying there's no such thing as superhero fatigue. It's shit movies that are fatiguing everyone.
Yeah, that is the biggest bullshit. Like the people who are saying that the biggest superhero movie that's come out in the last 2 years was Spider-Man No Way Home, where they had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, the two previous Spider-Men going back 20 years. And everybody liked it, and everybody loved it because it was just a good use of them as actor. It was a good story. It was fun. And guess what? People went and bought tickets and repeated viewing, and then they gave us more Eternal shit. And then like, oh, is it superhero fatigue? No, it's bullshit fatigue.
Dude, see, like I said, the normies are waking up. So I have this lady that I worked with who talked to me today, or at least walked in on my conversation with someone as I was venting about, because I watch Mando, so you don't have to. And she's been watching this show, and she completely came unglued about how bad this show is. She is the embodiment of the uber normie who does not get themselves immersed into anything that we're talking about. She would have no idea all this is happening. But when she watches a show like that, it's gotten so bad. So it's not about superhero fatigue or even LGBT alphabet. It's just all of it is just garbage. And they keep watering it all down like we're supposed to just keep thinking it's original, whatever. Reality is money used to matter. These people wouldn't get jobs. They would get out of my office. Your show didn't get any ratings. You're fired. I know. Now it's like, oh no, we should still do their show on streaming. No.
There used to be a term that everybody kind of became familiar with called jumping the shark. And it came originally from Happy Days.
Yeah.
When Happy Days went so stupid in their writing that they had the Fonz in a leather jacket on ski.
Baby Yoda jumped the space shark.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Like with Mandalorian, they literally, instead of jumping a shark, they had a puppet jump over,
that
Jimmy
kid.
Kimmel's kid.
Is that really Jimmy Kimmel's kid?
Yes, that's Jimmy Kimmel's
kid.
Really?
No way.
It's either his son or his nephew. It's one or the other.
Oh man, gosh. Bro! Last night's episode was. I'm
Lizzo
watching it,
and Jack Black.
I didn't know that was Lizzo the whole time. I'm like, dude, she fucking is a horrible actress.
No, they must use CGI to slim her a little bit.
I can't believe it went full on Wally. It's just if they just needed their little carts and it was full on alien Wally. Couldn't believe
it makes no difference. It made no difference. It was such a video game. It was, well, before we allow you to continue on your quest to see these people, we need you to do a task.
They even got the little key reward at the end that's like, here is your reward for completing the task. Now
and Sir Baby Yoda was knighted for being adorable, which I'm on board for.
I love the ending where it's like she needs her sword back, and they're like, well, no, she can't have her sword back. She has to fight you. And it's like, well, no, I'm going to give it to her. No, you can't do that. Well, see, 3 episodes ago, she saved me. Isn't that good enough? Okay, that's good enough. Sure.
I guess
Jack
didn't.
Black
what the heck is happening on the show?
Jack Black is getting a lot bigger than he used to be, and it
reminds
reminds
me
me of
Lizzo look smaller, man. Come on,
what
don't
was
be that
the
way.
what was it, Tropic Thunder? What was
Lizzo.
the name of the movie that his fake actor was making?
The farters, the
The Fats or something like silly like that. He's
Something
looking
like
like one
that.
of the characters from Tropic Thunder. At
but
this point.
to hit on what Pops was saying about the sword thing, I swear to God, you're not gonna believe this, right? But I heard this. I don't know if y'all did, depending on what audio setting you had. But Pedro Pascal goes, I guess you skipped the recap at the beginning of the episode. You see, the recap. Skip. Anyway, so this report also appears to have credence and I abandoned it so quickly.
By the way, why did they knight
like a liberal arts school baby?
And just getting back real quick to the Mandalorian, why did they knight him with a sword like it's England? Because in a galaxy far, far away, it makes sense to do that. Where they had blasters and laser swords for thousands of years, they're gonna just be like, "Hey,
yeah, none of the knights had ears."
all of their jackets had burn marks on the top of the shoulders.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how you knew.
Yeah. Ooh, he is a knight.
I think it's interesting that now that the Empire is out of the way on Mandalorian, that we now have our second planet in a row that will be completely laid waste to anytime there's violence in the galaxy. They could there's no military presence at all in the last planet or this one. None at all. So it's like,
I love the reveal of Doc Brown being the bad guy. It was me all along.
Holding his hand over a literal red button.
Yes.
Don't make me pass out, Marty. I'll pass out and push this button.
I mean, I've seen this guy play a villain much better in Roger Rabbit, so we don't.
Oh yeah.
Now that's when he's really committed and acting like this was. I'm just cashing a paycheck.
I don't know her name. Who's the new star of the Mandalorian show?
Oh, Katie Sackhoff. You mean the Bo-Katan show?
You could see how much he struggled whenever Lizzo had to say lines for her not to bust out laughing. I didn't know it was Lizzo. All I knew was this person cannot act, and I guess nobody gave a shit. I guess Bryce Dallas Howard was like, nah, that's fine. The delivery was fine.
They should have watched She-Hulk and got Megan Thee Stallion to be the guest actor.
She did a better job acting.
At least it trended. And the Lizzo stuff's not going to be talked about at all because it was just so ridiculously bad. And Jack Black was so bad, it was like almost like trying to take the attention away from her. It was just
I wanted him to be bigger. Normally, I'm like, God, calm it down, Jack Black. But on this one, I'm like, dude, do something funny. Make noises like beep 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 beep.
I was waiting for him to take that horrible goatee thing off, like take it off like it was fake the whole time, eat something and then put it back on. Because I was just waiting for the absurdity to just keep leveling up because it was so terrible.
I do love how Baby Yoda is, one, as I already claimed, the first grade Jedi, because his morality and ethics are kind of twisted. He'll choke a bitch in a heartbeat. He choked Gina Carano when they were arm wrestling. He's like, oh, that's my boy. Leave my boy alone. And now he's like, yeah, I'll help you win these games.
Now I know why Baby Yoda's won you over since the beginning.
I appreciate him questioning these bitches.
Baby Yoda's got Yeti class all over right there. Yeah.
This report also appears to have credence in national polling done by Rasmussen report. Get it?
Rammstein, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're really trying to make that Rammstein joke fly.
Yeah, I was like, shit, did I do this in front of these guys? Oh, well, I'll do it again.
Yes, you did.
The organization found that only 20. Oh, speaking of that, real quick. I was coming up with puppy names for the puppy that my girlfriend won't ever allow us to have. And one of it was Wolfenstein.
Yeah, does he live in the castle too?
Wolf. And another one was Sir Charles Barkley.
Well, you could name him Wolfwaffen.
Ooh.
Like
and
Luftwaffen?
Another one was Hal Bundy. Get it?
What was the name of the dog on Married with Children?
I don't remember.
Because they replaced him right
when on Married with Children.
Buddy? Oh wait, that was the
No,
son's
Bud
name.
was the son.
Yeah,
Because I remember the dog was on there
Buck,
forever,
right?
and then it passed
Buck,
away, and they
not Buddy,
yeah,
Buck.
Buck. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
Buck
then
died,
they replaced
yeah.
it with another dog.
Anyway, 20% of Americans, only 20% of Americans adults believe the emphasis on inclusion and diversity by companies like Disney is making children's entertainment better. They found that 45% of American adults think the push for inclusion is making kids' entertainment worse.
Yeah, I think it's a higher percentage than that.
I think that 28% is an inflated number.
It's gotta be. It has to be.
But anyway, yeah, I like that article just because of the whole thing of people would, chose this fake clip, show than this real show that they were trying to get people to pick up, get networks to pick up. I think that's awesome. It's so telling of where everyone's at.
People are so dumb. It runs so deep because, like, if you guys remember, there was a news story a few years ago that because we wrote about it on one of my websites, and it was about how they put through fake scientific papers to prove how fraudulent the entire system was, and like these absurd
James
animal.
Lindsay.
Wasn't one of those Mein Kampf?
Yeah, they chipped Mein Kampf and they replaced
Jews
with men and made it a feminist thing, and they published
it. Was a feminist trope, and they went through. Yeah, so it just shows how fraudulent some of this stuff has just become, and it's just you just kind of have to roll with it and not get too. If you're running a business, you cannot take any of this stuff so extreme. You just can't. It's all saturated with. It's like going to IMDb and looking at movie rankings. It's like there's 10s and 1s on everything. It's just so stupid. It's like I don't even know why that's an option. Take that away from people. Humans can't be trusted with 10s and 1s.
Interestingly, going back to that whole these scientific papers that are getting through and being published and backed by universities, it really tells you something about the intelligentsia of late. They might not be stupid, but they sure as shit got lazy.
Well, I think it's worse than that because I work in the scientific community, and let me just tell you that whatever happened during the pandemic broke these smart people. Like the people that are really smart got really, really dumb, and they're not recovered yet. Just be honest, working with them, like these people are still messed up. Like something's still wrong with people. They're just doing and acting really strangely compared to how they would have acted in like 2018.
Well, I mean, for myself, I am adjacent to the scientific community as well, and I think a lot of the times you see people who spend, other than my girlfriend, she's the exception, but people who spend the majority, if not all, of their adult life in academia, they have zero common sense or how to navigate the real world. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Because they're very sheltered.
It's like it's a Hollywood syndrome too, right? It's a celebrities thing. It's like they're in such a bubble and an echo chamber that they can't relate to the rest of us normal people.
Right, and they're so used to that culture, they just believe that everybody else thinks the same way they do.
Right. I see it a lot now that I travel. So I see like the inner city versus the rural lifestyles. Like you really are talking about like an apples and oranges things. Like the people in the city can't understand why people in other areas would want guns and vice versa. And, the way they view police and just there's so many things. I'm like, you guys don't understand. The city people understand. I mean, the country people usually understand because they go to the city. So they actually will go into the city. The city people never go into the woods, never go into the country. So it's just a lot of that, in my opinion.
Dude, when I go into the city, my goal is to get back out as quickly as possible.
Me too.
When you go to the country, your goal is to stay there for as long as possible because it's nice, it's relaxing, it's a vacation.
I thought that too.
I want you to leave.
People. We had people who have visited the farm, and there was one lady. She's like the husband is a hunter and a fisherman and all that. He was like ready to like move to that kind of be our neighbors kind of thing. The wife could not wait to leave. Like get her back to a Starbucks, get her back to, a mall. Like she just was like, you could just feel like she was just not having it. It's just weird how wired people are in those extremes.
We'll just get used to running certain routines and thinking certain ways.
So was it like the opening to Green Acres? Is that
You know what? In some ways, yeah. I mean, maybe not quite like on the scale of like wealthiness or anything like that, but just a prissiness, if you would go, yes. He's like this dude who would rather wear camo, hold a gun in one hand and hang out in the woods and fish and whatever. And she would be like with a Gucci bag and have her hair all done. And, yeah. So yes, in that way, in that regard, yes.
Yeah, I think there's for me, I prefer smaller cities, and even then, kind of on the outside. Like, I'm in San Antonio, but I'm not downtown San Antonio.
It gets weird though, because you have like the big towns that are just kind of crossing that threshold into small cities, and there's a shift when it happens. It's weird because I lived in an exurb of the DC area, and it was a really big town that was kind of starting to become a small city, and just the people's attitudes, the mindsets, the behavioral patterns, the policies that were coming out, everything was getting real weird. So I went further.
Yeah, they don't, the thing, because we're having this really bad in Florida. The migration to Florida it's absolutely insane right now, right? So you have people who are moving even within Florida. So people are moving, let's say, from east Florida, right? The Miami-Dade area, up north to like central Florida. Well, they want to bring that South Florida. The reasons that they're leaving to other areas. And there's like a lot of internal conflict of like, no, we don't want your policies here. We don't want this to pass. So we have some really, really fun, fiery county commission and school board meetings here. It's a blast.
That's interesting, because I just moved to Florida within the last couple of years. Like, Pops, have you been a Florida resident for a long time?
Yeah, since I was a kid.
So okay, so that's the effect you're seeing of people coming into the state.
Yeah, it has moved dramatically politically red. However, that's not really worked itself out mathematically because they don't. The blue side doesn't usually participate except in governor and presidential races. Like, just don't. The turnout numbers are insane. So you don't really have a good scope of what people want. But here, as a population as a whole, it's significantly red. But again, these cities, these 2 or 3 gateway areas, just like most states, but Florida's really, really, I think our state legislation is like 40 red and like 7 blue. Like, it's mathematically like way shifted, but those 7 represent, districts that are like massively populated, like Miami proper, things like that, Orlando proper. So
I have to say the great difference from moving from an area of blue states to here is like it's more comfortable living here. It's also much more respectful. The culture in Florida is a lot more welcoming, nicer than it was up north in the Northeast.
Oh, wait
People
till
are
you get to like
polite here.
country, because you're in Central Florida, but
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
in Central. Yeah,
when you get into like the really rural parts, and it's really fascinating how polite and country and civil everyone is, and yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting.
Every car you pass, you got to do the finger up wave thing.
Yeah, that's a thing in my area too. Like when you're sitting out in your yard, because we got a fire pit, like we'll be sitting out at the fire pit. When somebody drives by, they wave, we wave back. That never happens in the city.
No, people go out of their way not to.
Yeah, absolutely,
even acknowledge you.
The further northeast you go, yeah, absolutely, you avoid eye contact, especially like New York area. You do not look, and that to me is like, what are you trying to hide? What's going on? But yeah, that happens in the city. That FU attitude. That's I'm in my own bubble. You need to walk over there. But you don't get that here. Like, I've had more people smile, say hello, ask me how my day was, open doors than any other part of the Northeast that I've ever been in.
And from moving from like I said, the bigger city to like the woods, I remember, and I've told this story several times, so I apologize for anyone who's heard it, but it's like, I remember we had not moved very long, and I was going into like a Dollar General or something. I needed to grab a gallon of, forget something, and I'm passing a Dollar General. I go get to this Dollar General, and this lady is holding the door for me, and it is literally like this stereotype of like the meth head, missing teeth, whatever, 3 or 4 kids, not properly dressed and cleaned, and she's like, "Have a great day, sweetie." Now, in Tampa, that same person probably would have felt like she was going to knife me. Like, you would just it's like it was complete apples and oranges to what I was used to culturally, like how people would behave around one another. It's completely different. And I think a lot of that has changed because we opened in Florida in May of 2020. Like, there was no more lockdowns here. Like, once they started going into the streets, Florida was completely open. It was it. We're no more of this nonsense. It's all your problem. So,
Well, speaking of nice areas, let's talk about imaginary Michigan.
I mean,
Oh yeah, the nicest area.
Yeah. So we are covering episodes 3 and 4 of season 2 of Mayor of Kingstown tonight. And Slender, you were right. Poor Bunny. That's all I'm gonna say is poor Bunny. I felt bad for Bunny in these episodes.
He defended the crown.
He did. Oh, he did. I love when the one guard said he's the biggest swinging dick in the yard.
yeah, I love how powerful they make his fighting look and feel. Mm-hmm. There's oomph behind it. He uses that weight because I don't think up until he was in the yard. Well, everything's the yard now at that prison, but you know what I mean. And seeing him be more physical, how big he is. He's a big motherfucker,
Yeah.
Well, and now nobody can ask themselves, why is this guy in charge? Like you see it. There is nothing elegant about the way he fights, but
yeah, that dude's he's never going to be able to see 4K again.
Man, he'd be lucky to see 2K.
So is he seeing on par with the ladies now?
He basically turned him into a chick.
All right, so let's go through it. The synopsis for this show.
Real quick, because I wasn't here for it, but Cal's reaction to the shooting when he was working with the state police was tactically brilliant. It felt so real to me.
We missed you, actually. I wanted to hear this because I wish that you were there when we covered that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions about it being unprofessional.
Wow.
What he had done. I don't know. Yeah, that's why I want to hear what
the dude literally just shot his boy.
On with that one, Steven?
Well, no, because I was like, that's exactly what. Like, I was on board with how he handled the situation.
I mean, I didn't see any training gouges. That was clean.
Very clean, yeah. And because just the dude opened fire on his partner. You don't know if your partner's dead or not, and he could easily continue to shoot him as he's on the ground. Yeah. So he broke that leather and put it on him.
Yeah, and it sucks that he killed the wife too, but like you have no idea what the people in that vehicle are doing, and you can't see where their hands are.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why the hands are the most dangerous thing that you deal with as a cop. You always want to keep those in. That's why you always hear them like hands, because that's it. That if you can keep those in sight, you shouldn't be surprised. I say this, but that's why also. Oh man, there's a great clip on Cops. It was Las Vegas, skinny black guy, right? Cop. And he's like, hey, man, get your hands out your pocket. Get your hands out the pocket. And he wouldn't do it. And he just grabs him by his throat and just slams him on the ground. It's beautiful. The dude wouldn't take his hands out the pockets, But yeah, I thought that whole, is the baby better off now because the baby's parents seem kind of shitty? Maybe, I don't know how the Michigan child orphanage, system is. I'm sure it's decent.
No, I mean, no. The kid going in the system is a shame. Really, losing both parents.
I mean,
like that.
I didn't feel like he was on the best of tracks with those two assholes.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know what he's going to encounter being, in a state home.
Well, we know what he was encountering with his parents. Drunk, boating, gun toting.
Shooting a police officer.
Yeah.
He could have been the hero of the family. He could have been the one that changed the generations, man. You don't know that.
He still
could be. Are you saying that orphans can't come up and become millionaires?
No, I'm just saying that
you just think he's going to end up in juvie like the rest of them, huh?
I'm just saying that the odds are stacked against him. You don't know what kind of abuses he might.
The odds are stacked against everyone.
If the odds aren't stacked against you, you can never rise above them.
Spinoff show, Orphans of Kingstown.
Yeah. There's got to be plenty considering how people die.
Widows of Kingstown. Yes.
All the little babies are either dressed in red or blue.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. The
Baby Fight Club.
Baby orphans, the Mexicans.
Do y'all
Yeah,
remember
we got
that
all-
that news story a few years ago about Baby Fight Club? Some daycare
No.
was literally pitting kids to fight each other in this daycare.
Oh my God, no, I didn't hear
Yeah.
about that. What?
Oh yeah, that's legit.
I mean, that made for some tough kids.
Mhm.
I might be for it at this point.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I feel like we
Yeah, I
kind of
got
need to
it.
go back to like the Spartan way of raising kids. Like,
So that happened at a couple different daycares, and one was actually near where I grew up. So that was crazy.
Oh my
It was
God.
in Virginia.
were you one of the babies?
No, it was well past when I was a child. You know, parents.
I mean, I didn't think
didn't just
so. You
drop it
don't
off.
seem that badass to me, but
No.
Yeah, especially with your Mario take.
yeah, no shit.
I put a link in the private chat
Callback.
for you. That one's from Missouri, but yeah, it was legit.
All right, I gotta see this.
I don't know if they broadcasted it. Oh,
Ugh.
I can't believe the one is freaking smiling. What's up with her eyes? Here, let me share it so people aren't like, what do you see, Mad?
Yeah, do that because I can't. Thank you. All right, there we go. What the hell is going? Is that Bunny's sister? Look at that eye. Good Lord.
She kind of looks like the girl that took out that one guard. No, they set
Oh
up the guard.
yeah, she kind
She
of
kind
does.
of looks
Yeah,
like that actress, doesn't she?
The one chick looks like she had bee stings in her eyes or something.
That's weird. It was supposed to be a special day, but instead, a 4-year-old's birthday turned into a daycare nightmare that left him with a black eye. That's all he had.
Bum, bum,
He must have won. He was pummeled when 2 workers at the Adventure Learning Center in St. Louis. Oh, St. Louis. East St. Louis ain't no joke, man. I've spent time there.
I mean, it can't be an adventure without some encounters. So I feel like this he got what was advertised.
Yes, it is an adventure. I think you're right.
allegedly instigated 35 minutes of fighting between 3 and 4-year-olds and aiming to
35 minutes. Holy crap! It's a
Well,
long time for a
but-
toddler.
yeah,
It's got some longevity, man.
But there was a whole undercard and you had the main card.
They got you.
I mean,
Okay.
you 3 15-minute rounds is pretty standard
Yeah.
for the main event in the octagon.
And aiming to entertain the kids when the facility's heater broke in 2016. Oh, so they were just trying to keep them warm, keep them active.
Mhm.
Quote,
Look at the positives, man.
he
You're
doesn't
just
understand
running-
why his friends were fighting him.
Do you
Mother.
remember the
I bet you know
South
those
Park
kids got
episode
fat.
where Cartman starts doing the crack baby league?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Mother Nicole Merciel told the local news station he got beat up by his best friend and it was on his 4th birthday. Why is your kid in daycare on his 4th birthday? How about you spend the day with him? While the workers were fired and arrested at the time for their alleged role in what they dubbed the toddler fight club. They
oh my
were
gosh,
not.
This one,
They
here's another
weren't
one's got a video.
prosecuted.
This one has a video.
Oh
Does
yeah.
it?
This is they have video of the incident as well. That was shot by her 10-year-old
Ooh.
son. Why's your
This has
10-year-old
the-
son in daycare?
This has the
Before we
video.
watch the video, can we take bets?
I think
Ooh.
that's sound.
I think we need to tell the tape.
This is hardcore, man. Look at these
That's
adults cheering it
I-
on and stuff. Oh my god, that lady's out of control, man.
God.
I need to have
What's
a
wrong with
parlay before
Where's
I
the
want
girl
to
that's
put money
arrested?
down.
She's in
I
this
wanna be able
video.
to- Be able to,
Oh,
like,
okay.
triple
Looks like
my
they-
winnings.
They were charged with first-degree endangering the welfare of a child. This was at first they didn't charge them or prosecute them but then the mom was like, I got video, and I guess now
There's degrees of that. Like you can get 1st degree endangering of the welfare of a child, and then 2nd degree.
yeah.
What's the difference? Is 1st degree like I put my baby in the oven and turned it on,
Oh.
and 2nd degree is like, well, I didn't turn the oven off when I saw the baby in there.
Well, hang on. This changes everything. These kids were outfitted with big foam Hulk hands.
Yeah,
Man,
but you got to see this video. You got to click over like the swollen eyelid girl. She's the ringmaster in this video. You can tell
Oh
it's
my
her.
God.
Yeah, if you
Hang
watch
on.
this video,
yeah, I'm about to
It's
bring it up.
you got to get about 17 seconds in. She's like putting the mitts on this little kid. This mitt thing is like those Hulk gloves. Remember when the Hulk
Yeah.
gloves came out after Avengers? That's what it looks like, man. It's these major things.
All right, I'm sharing it.
You know, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, because I'm watching the video too. But like, when I was a kid and like me and one of my friends would have a disagreement, it was pretty common that like one of the parents would give us the gloves and say, "All right, have it out." Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree if there was like a fisticuffs on like a playground or something like that, but this is like, did you get to the part where there's a circle and the parent
I'm
and
about to
these
play it
adults
now.
are just standing there like they're just. I don't want to hear from Karen. I'm sorry. I must be ahead of you. I'm having
So after the kid just beats down the other one, does he look over and be like, "I just wanted to destroy something beautiful"?
Yeah, look at these adults just standing around or whatever, and then when they cut to this other shot, this one lady, look at that lady jumping in the background, cheering
on.
and that's Eyelid Girl right there. Oh man!
I mean, I feel like at least they're being more involved.
Is she crying because her kid got his ass kicked?
Yeah, it was her kid's 4th birthday.
Well, he's on top. There's a little white kid on top,
right?
So I don't know about Karen, but the whitey's representing.
Yeah. Hell, brother.
Oh, they were not charged.
Wait, hold on. It's called adventure learning, so they didn't lie about what you were getting into.
I mean, they could have called it like kung fu learning or something.
What do you?
Cobra Kai never dies.
Okay, pause. She said, "I don't want this to happen to any other child." Lady, I got news for you. When your boy is out there hanging out with other boys, this shit happens. At least they were wearing gloves.
You live in St. Louis
without a glove.
I'm shocked it hadn't happened earlier. You live in St. Louis.
No shit.
So Amazon Prime has canceled A League of Their Own. Why aren't they picking up Daycare Fight Club? Because that everyone wants to watch.
You could have pay-per-view events. I would.
Absolutely.
I would definitely pay.
They should monetize that. And toughen the kids up.
You know, all we need is for DraftKings to get behind it, and it's 100% going to happen because.
Well, I mean, the UFC seems to be buying up everything now. Maybe they can buy up this.
I just think it's funny that they merged with
cuties.
Fake sports. Yeah.
Well, it is odd because when the UFC first started, they made it such a point not for them not to be affiliated or confused with the WWF. And now they're buying them.
Do you think that's partially to make it easier for people like Rousey and Lesnar to cross back and forth into UFC events? I feel like that's kind of like whenever we can give our UFC guys a break by putting them over into the WWE and let them fake it for a few years.
I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a break. You may not want to have ETEP here. You say that.
I mean,
it's just pretty.
Yes, wrestling does take a lot of physical athleticism, but if you can't tell me it's on the same level as when people are actually trying to octagon kill you.
I didn't say that. All I said was it's not that much of a break.
Look, man, you get little boys, they'll do anything. Little boys will jump off of anything. Toddler Fight Club is the way to go. TFC is going to be hardcore.
The first rule
That's
of
the
TFC
next level,
is
man.
you do not talk about TFC.
Yeah, that boys are the problem because all those shows have those warnings ahead of it, like don't do this at home because of young boys. Like, shit, I can jump off the top of a roof and do like. Remember, was it in every time it was on what was this backyard
Jackass?
Wrestling? Jackass backyard wrestling. They both like they had to spend like a couple minutes like, hey boys, do not actually do this and then the boys still did it.
Speaking of the Toddler Fight Club and not speaking about it, but it's going to be a lot like Bloodsport where no one spoke about the Kumite except everyone constantly spoke about the Kumite. If anybody remembers Bloodsport.
Yeah,
I cannot tell you about the Kumite. And then it has a sponsor and shit. The Kumite had a fucking in association with.
So I think TFC was gaining momentum, and the pandemic threw water on that fire. It needs to come back. That's the problem. No one's talking about TFC. If we promote TFC and bring it back, then
I'm with you.
Toddler Fight Club brought to you by Huggies. Like,
absolutely.
When your kid needs to have more movement on the floor,
in the 2-year-old and under bracket.
What do
like, you're a big kid now.
Yeah, Huggies, their sports line.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to
pull up class. Oh yeah, we've definitely
Huggies is for toddler Fight Club. You know, what's the other brand? What's the other Pampers? Pampers is for like Dylan Mulvaney to sell. Huggies is where the action is.
So, Under Armour introduces their wicker. What is it?
Moisture wicking.
yeah, Huggies for for the fighter and all of us.
Somehow the Rock is going to have a line with it.
So let's get covering these episodes, guys.
Look at me, I'm Steven. I'm going to keep us on track.
I'm trying. No, you guys are doing great, guys. Please smash the like button, share out the link. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much.
Or don't. It's not our channel.
Please subscribe to Spork News Podcast. Milo was checks up on Iris and she's finally returned to him. What's going on? Why is this chick going back?
I hate her. The girlfriend hates her too. I guess
she's got that Stockholm syndrome, man. Like,
yeah,
he only whoops me because he loves me.
Yeah. The devil kind of a thing.
Right. The first thing he does is like put a tracker back in her and put her to work in a whorehouse.
Also, I'm never going to speak to her again.
Right. Thank you, Daddy. What the hell's going on?
I did not care for the way you said that.
Meanwhile, Mike is like searching for this chick.
Why, Mike?
I don't know. Mike is falling off.
Dude, Mike, just consider that you dodged a bullet and move on with your fucking life.
No, he's putting that Captain Save-A-Ho cape on, and he's trying to find this chick.
You know what usually happens to Captain Save-A-Ho? He gets fucked by everybody but the hoe he saves.
He gets charged with
And adding to Mike's worries, the police department decided to raid Bunny's grandmom's home. What kind of cruel move is that? They got him in jail to go pick a new shot caller.
Yeah, Mike's plan. I mean, if he could not have seen these, possibility, like what could go wrong by putting all of the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You start to get. I don't know if it's this episode or the next episode, but you start to get the backstory on why all this shit is going wrong, and a lot of it has to do with the new DA.
Is he the new DA? I thought he was just the DA that we haven't really been introduced to before.
Well, I mean, it could be. It could be that he's not a new DA, but man, he is a fucking horrible person.
He has the vibe of a certain DA that's in the news right now, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Yes, he does.
The opportunist, mayor of Kingstown. That's what we've got here. Man, wouldn't it be great if we could get the former president to drop a mayor of Kingstown reference right now? That'd be amazing.
Bunny,
because the second he did, every freaking station would be like, "Oh, he threatened to kill somebody." Blah blah blah.
What? No, that baseball bat was irrelevant to the meme. It was the only photo I could find of me. You'll see the meme with him and the bat.
These people, I saw it, and these people just don't get jokes. Let's be honest. Did you forget that you had the cover of a magazine with a girl holding Trump's severed head?
Oh
once upon a time?
Yeah.
Maybe Trump can do whatever the fuck he wants now.
Yeah, but see, they had Insta filters on that one, so it was artistic.
Jeez. Any excuse?
Oh, wonderful.
Anyway, where we at? Yeah.
Back at Tent City, Bunny urges his followers to relax and trust Mike's plans. And when Mike arrives to talk with Bunny about the latest arrangements, he assures him that he is working on his master plan, and asks if he can do what he can do for him in the meantime. And Bunny asks for the guards to take away a 5 at 5.
To turn away for 5 at 5.
Yeah. Yes, turn away at 5. Yes, turn away for 5 at 5. He wants to initiate his first plan on the inside to regain some control, and Mike makes sure the guards are all up to date on the scheme. So as usual, Mike is having a rather hectic day. He meets up with his brother Kyle. Poor Kyle at this point, right? Kyle's out there begging for work.
Yeah. Anything that he can do so he does not have to interact with his freaking pregnant wife, who is a drag. She sucks the life and joy out of every room she walks into. My God, is she miserable?
I think that has to do with the mom. The mom is
really supportive, at least as a wife, but she's she is like supportive the way paint drying is supportive. Like, it's just, could you have some kind of emotion about anything ever? I think it's just the actress. Like, there's no character there. It is. You may as well have just put in like a cardboard swimsuit model and said that was his fucking wife. She'd have delivered more compelling lines.
I swear to Christ, if we get to season 3 and she still hasn't had this baby, I'm calling bullshit. She has been cooking this baby for honestly,
it's
I think it's
normal to be pregnant for 3 years.
I think it's the baby's idea. He does not want to come out.
Doesn't want to be born in Kingstown.
Doesn't want to be born in that house with that mom.
I'm not joining. I'm not joining the TFC. You can't make me. Not doing it.
I have to ask, guys, because I'm only watching these as the episodes go. But how many times does Mike beat Joseph's ass? Like, how many times?
Every time there's a gun pointed at him by Joseph. Every single time.
Pops and I talked about season 2 on his channel, and that was one of the things I brought up. Like, how have you not learned not to point a gun at him? It almost gets a little ridiculous because he just takes away the gun every time. You start to feel bad for Joseph because he just keeps getting his ass whooped every time.
At some point, you'd think one of his friends would be like, Joseph, my friend, step back a couple of paces before you point the gun at him.
Yeah. This time,
do not put the gun to his head, because then his arm can grab it and take it away from you and beat you up with it.
Haha, Mike, I got you this time. This gun is silver. Oh no.
Right.
But Joseph, comrade, you are a fucking idiot.
So Joseph takes Milo's girl, I guess Iris, to a brothel, gives her own room and wages, and
her own room.
Yeah, I mean, I guess her room. It says her own room right here.
No, well, this is wrong. Her own cot.
Yeah, she shares the room with like 4 other girls.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she's low on the pecking order.
She befriends a prostitute named Titiana, and then and that same prostitute goes to Mike and says, "I know where Iris is." Well, maybe I missed it, but that seemed like a move from Milo to send him to get him to the to the club / brothel, wherever it was.
It's been a minute. Where are we at as far as the bonds?
The bonds
they haven't even been discovered yet.
Yeah, they're being discovered soon.
But like, and here's the thing: you're probably not gonna know. It might come to light later. But at the end of the day, like, yes, we know Milo is very capable of fucking with people. Like, that is the one thing he has demonstrated throughout the series.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah, that's where my head's at with that. Let's see. Next, Tatiana lures Mike to the club. The damn, and then Mike goes in there to try and find Iris.
Are you pronouncing her name Titiana or
Tatiana?
Tatiana.
Tatiana. It's not Titiana. Okay.
No.
Tot. Okay. Thank you.
Might be a She-Hulk character, but it's not the appropriate character.
Anyway, Toddy mentions Iris's name. Mike comes running. Mike suspects that Tatiana is Joseph's baby. It doesn't make. I don't even care. Which riles up.
Tatiana's baby is Joseph's.
It is Joseph's.
I mean, I don't have DNA tests to back that up, but it's an assumption I'm making. Yeah.
I think Mad was making the correction because the way you read it was Tatiana is Joseph's baby.
Yeah.
Well, my bad. My bad. Thank you for the correction. I appreciate you.
I love this next line. Read it.
Which one here? He shoves the gun in Joseph's face.
No. The one before that.
Mike suspects that Tatiana's baby is Joseph's, which riles up the enemy. Which riles the enemy up, and Mike quickly pulls his usual moves to unarm his foe.
His usual move.
Isn't the term disarm?
Foe.
Yeah, it would be disarm.
To beat Joseph again.
Again and again. It's like it's a trope at this point. Every time I see them in the same scene, I'm like, that dude's getting his ass kicked by Mike right now. That is about to go down.
Jim Renner is going to be mad when he finds out how this season wraps up. He's like, "What? Wait a minute. What?"
I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to know. Let's see. He shoves the gun in Joseph's face and orders him to pass on a message to Milo. I know he's out, and I'm going to find him. Bunny's plan is kicked into action as the guards all turn around as requested at 5 p.m. The other leaders start to beat their enemies, asserting their dominance. And Bunny watches as the leaders try to restore some order, but then Bunny himself is attacked.
Yeah.
That was a fight. That was a fight you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Just, I mean, the power in which he smashes this dude.
Yeah, he was like, "Are you going to be my brother today?" He was like, "No." And then it just started. And they had him at first. There was like 3 of them beating him down. And then Bunny's, what was it? That's his cousin. His cousin is going to be the shot caller in jail after he gets out.
Yeah, is that the piano player?
I'm not sure.
Slender would know.
Yeah.
I like him so much. I worry for his safety.
Yeah, I kind of thought to myself, like, oh, that dude dead. Like,
right? I don't want him to be,
there.
because I love Mike and Bunny's interaction, except when they fight. I hate it when they fight. I don't like it, but I want them to be bros forever. But I also like Bunny. I think Bunny is the common denominator in all these relationships. Whenever Bunny interacts with anyone, it's gold, you know? And I love him and his cousin just hanging out, Goodfella style. Yeah, but I worry about him. Did we finish the episode?
Well, Bunny demands. Yeah, but it's just basically like after that, he has Bunny and Mike talk, and he says, "You know, you need to get me out of here in 48 hours. Keep up your end of the bargain." You know, because he's tired of being in there. I mean, the original plan was he'd be out in a couple of days. All the leaders will be out in a couple of days, and that hasn't happened yet because the DA is. What was this episode? He says like he's making victory laps now instead of keeping to the original plan.
I mean, you can't really blame him. You got 4 of the biggest.
Okay, this episode 4. Right. But at the same time, the reason for doing that was to restore control. And once again, they're not, the law isn't keeping to their word.
A bird in the hand is worth crips in the bush.
I guess so. Let's see. And in this episode, Mike increases pressure on Evelyn to honor her side of the deal before another unexpected event at Tent City, and Bunny worries that Mike has lost control. Miriam attempts an act of goodwill. Oh, we get to cover.
Who the fuck is Miriam?
Again.
Miriam is the most boring character in the show.
That's the fucking mom, isn't it?
Mom.
That's the mom.
Yeah, the mom.
You never remember her
character. Nothing to this show.
Nothing.
She shouldn't even exist.
She is the moral heart of the show. What are you talking about?
She has the wherewithal of Biden in a lot of this. You know what I mean?
She's the moral colon of this show, and she's constipated.
She stumbles throughout these episodes, lost, as if she's waiting on someone to tell her where her mark is.
A naive construction worker unintentionally digs up the buried treasure at the construction site and quickly covers it back up. The worker, Horace, oh, damn it, why'd you jump on me? Horace takes the box back home and finds bods inside that are potentially worth millions of dollars. Unsure how to cash in on the riches, he asks a pawnbroker for advice, and the pawnbroker tells him to burn the papers as they will only bring pain. Which he does not listen because that dude had 3 teeth and wanted some money.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were clean though. Him and his girl, they've been clean for a minute though.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good to know. But they wouldn't be if they got them millions.
Not clean enough to prevent him from making a really bad decision, though.
Oh my God, yeah. Because he was going to get the answers he wanted, no matter what. I mean, and the pawn shop guy was like, "You don't want to go down this road. Just burn them. Just like have a bonfire. You don't want to know who I know that could help you with this."
Me, if I discovered bonds, right? First off, I'm instantly gonna think it belongs to some, Eastern European fucking gangster. 2, of course, I would start with Google on what I'm supposed to do with bonds.
Well, didn't she? The wife did that though. She was looking it up.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you too much, but that's hysterical. It's like, they might be Hans Gruber's bonds, and we're going to Google about it.
That's what I would think. I'm instantly, oh no, someone with an accent is looking for these.
Yeah, effing Hans Gruber wants his freaking bonds back. You're gonna be dead by night. Are you kidding me?
Meanwhile, the inmates at Tent City are being shipped out to other prisons, and Bunny is nervous about these transfers since that wasn't what he signed up for. This completely changes their deal. He may not have any control in another prison setting, and he asks to speak with Mike and relay his worries to the mediator. No, he went up to that guard and said, "Give me the phone." Like that conversation with him and the guard.
I do like how
that is how Bunny asks.
Yeah. I do like how the guard with the I don't know why he has a mohawk. He's too old to have that. He's not
cool, man. Just let it happen.
I mean,
oh, you talking about the guy who has like the bowl cut where like the sides are completely shaved?
Yeah, almost into a faux hawk.
Yeah, it's awful looking.
Yeah, it really is.
I love that character.
Oh, I do
he's
too.
Really coming to his own this season.
I agree. I was about to say because he really helps, show the levels of. Oh yeah, he's an asshole as a guard, but he's not these motherfuckers. He's not actively a part of the AB like these other assholes that he runs in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and generally,
he even takes up for Bunny.
I don't know if this gets covered in this, so I might be jumping ahead a little, but like, he's just an all around good dude. Like, he's sticking to the plan. He's trying to help Bunny. He's trying to help everybody out. He's even trying to help the one dude who's the captain now. Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, you come fucked up, and
the warden?
we're gonna have to do something about this. Like, he's just a good dude.
Yeah.
Well, nice guys finish last. And that seems to be the theme of the show anyway. Unfortunately, Mike has lost all control over the situation, but lies anyway, saying he'll take care of it. So Mike drives over to see Evelyn. She has bigger problems to deal with than a few angry inmates, as the prison riot delivers further repercussions, and Mike needs the district attorney to sign off on the paperwork to secure the general's release. Yet he is stalling.
The DA, yeah.
The DA. Mike's life may be on the line if he cannot hurry up the process, as the other generals are growing impatient. They warn Bunny that if Mike doesn't solve the problem soon, then his friend will be in grave danger. And Mike tells Bunny that the district attorney will sign the paperwork eventually. And
Mike, eventually?
Eventually. Yeah, that's something that they want to hear is eventually.
Man, I got to go back on top of my cell phone store.
Right. He suggests that Raphael takes over leadership responsibilities in the meantime, but Bunny cannot allow this to happen as he's still on the inside. And he warns Mike that the generals are angry and he might be in serious trouble if he cannot pull through with his promises. I mean, that's
kind of one of the dumbest things I think Mike ever suggested. It's like, yeah, you're telling me to hand the crown over to this other guy, and then when I get out, he's just going to give it back to me?
Right.
Are you fucking crazy?
Mm-hmm. That's not how things go. That's not how it rolls. No.
I mean, if anybody could do it, though, Bunny would be. I'd put my money on Bunny for him to come out and be like, "I'm back in charge."
Like I would too, but do you think Mike is like out of his element at this point?
Oh, he's spinning. He is spinning.
It's not trying that he's out of his element. It's just. This has spiraled out of his control.
Yeah.
And he's trying to act like he's still got it under control.
Yeah.
Which is making it worse.
It's the old adage.
Clearly, I was going to say the creators are clearly trying to point out how much politicians can disrupt even the peace that can have already been negotiated.
Yeah.
It's literally like their entire point of all this is like, yeah, even if Mike could hold it together, he can't hold it together because of the DA and because of this and because of that. It's like, okay, I see what happened.
Yeah, everybody else is trying to get theirs before the deal can be final.
Yeah, not care about the repercussions at all. It's just all about in the moment. Gratification, self-gratification.
Yeah, but with Mike, he I used to, whenever I would left seat, right seat a rook, I would always, one of the main things I would tell them is the only person who should know that you have no idea what you're doing is you. You fucking fake it until you can get back to your car and Google, what am I supposed to do? Is this a crime? You're the only one, you know what I mean? And that kind of is how Mike is acting here. He is trying to, I'm in control. I got it. But I think internally he is reaching, grasping for anything that he can.
Yeah, and I mean that's just strong leadership. I mean, a general doesn't walk in front of his people and go, "Yeah, this is a suicide mission. We're probably all gonna die when we take that hill, but I mean, we got to do it. So let's go out there and get shot." Like that's not how you do it.
A quick
stick to the plan, and you'll be fine, and we'll be able to do this. When in the back of your head, you're thinking, "Oh yeah, half of them are gonna die."
A quick conversation with Kareem proves just as hopeless. Mike pleads with Kareem to stop Bunny and the other gang leaders from being transferred, but it is out of Kareem's hands. And Mike warns that Kingstown will fall in its peace if its peace isn't restored. The empty threat is futile, though, as Mike finds out the hard way that every inmate has been transferred, and Bunny orders him to visit Tent City that night. When Mike arrives, it's a ghost town. That I can't what's going to unfold after. I really wanted to watch the next episode, guys.
Yeah, the new prison has that feel of, oh, there's no freedom here.
Does it really? Well, the one thing they didn't cover was when they were doing like a walkthrough in the prison.
Well, yeah, it seemed everybody was in their own little tiny, little cell in
the guards.
You may have missed it, but it was briefly discussed when they were doing the walkthrough of the prison. Mm-hmm. The reason that prison is so successful at controlling the inmates is because there's no yard time, there's no further education, there's no nothing. They're basically in their cells or they're in the cafeteria.
Yep.
It's a corporate. You can just keep them going through the system.
Well, because it's privatized prison, so they're trying to maximize their profit. And also limit their exposure to any type of lawsuits.
Well, that's really going to work.
Did you have to bail?
I do. I have to bail out. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to interrupt the flow. So we finally got to Mayor of Kingstown, which is awesome. But thanks for having me again, guys. It's awesome to be here. Love talking about Mayor of Kingstown, amongst other things, and it was a great time. Thanks to all of you in chat, supporting Scott and Sporking and everybody here, man. It's just awesome. So thanks again.
Yeah, Pops. Thank you for stopping by, brother.
Yeah, guys. Take care.
You too, man.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Now we can get real loose.
That's not me. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Well, what did Mike say? He said the guards look like they're on safari. Like nothing looked serious there. And
wait,
that's
what?
Not when the guards that were patrolling when they were going on the walkthrough, and he was like, they don't even look serious. They look like they're on safari. I don't see how that's going to help this situation with the prisoners at all.
Well, the scary part is if they're on safari, who are the zebras?
Right.
Zebras.
Look out, high yellow kids. Look out.
I'm not British, so I don't call them zebras.
What did you say, Stephen?
So a quick conversation. Oh, we already read that part. Elsewhere, Horace takes
I think he's just moving on and pretending it didn't happen.
Takes the pawnbroker suggestion and arrives at the club where Iris works looking for Joseph. And Joseph and his goons beat the living daylights out of poor Horace, who honestly explains the situation. He's soon tortured as Joseph asks for the whereabouts of the fortune. And while Horace is tortured, his wife turns the bonds into the local police station. Stevie is the man that she speaks with first, and he quickly calls Mike about Milo's riches, and Mike tells Stevie to keep them out of the system and to keep them safe. Dude, do you think poor Horace could have kept his fingers? Do you think if he had spoken up a little sooner?
I don't know why he went, hey, you know who could help me with these bonds? This Eastern European fucking pimps.
Right. Now,
they seem like stand-up guys.
You went in there without a weapon. Second, why'd you even go in there? Third, why didn't you call, preferably from a payphone?
Yeah.
Tell him you knew where this stuff was and you'd like to broker a deal.
Yeah.
So you think there was a smarter way to go about this, Leonard?
Yeah.
A few.
You never meet those fuckers in person, because if you meet them in person, they can torture and kill you.
I mean, at best, you could have somebody else hold on to them and hide them without you knowing where they are. And have it set up to where if you don't call and check in every 30 minutes, they will burn all the bonds.
Yeah,
I mean, that's off the top of my head.
Don't meet them on their home turf. You set up that meeting in a highly visible area in the middle of the day, well away from where they're in control.
In Kingstown.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You might have to set up that meeting outside of Kingstown.
Let me go to their techno disco place at 2 a.m. in the morning, alone,
Well,
while they're drunk and high.
I mean, it's the horse he's on meth. It was the middle of the day.
He's clean.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's clean now. My bad. I think that if torture and death is involved in that scenario, you wouldn't go into contact those people. I think it might be a better move not to talk to the talk to the Eastern European gangster pimps. No,
What?
that's what I'm thinking. No,
I didn't hear what you said.
okay. Well, it doesn't matter anyway.
I just heard something about
What he
pimps.
said, I'll sum it up for you. He said, "Yeah, Slender's right."
Yeah. Yes, that was about it. Yes, Slender, thank you. Let's see. And later, a crowd eagerly waits for a swimming pool to be opened. The first child that enters dive bombs into the pool and finds Horace dead, tied to a chair at the very bottom of the pool. Horace was tortured and killed for the bonds, as it looks he died in a horrifying fashion, trying to keep their whereabouts a secret.
Go ahead,
Look,
Steven. Go ahead. Make your joke about swimming.
I don't
No,
have,
go ahead.
I don't have one.
No, I can feel you be like, huh, why would they be going into the pool like they could swim?
The water just beads, right?
Ugh, are we ending on
we're
this?
gonna let that one hold. We're gonna let that one hold.
I was waiting.
Apparently, you got to marinate in that silence.
Yeah.
Steven. You just got to marinate in it. And
That was Yeti level of uncomfortable.
You know what? I take
if
that
this
as a
was
badge
a movies
of honor.
with Mad, that would have to be edited.
Honestly, I would still have to edit it just for time sake. But I would have to put a graphic on. This lasted another 5 minutes.
What did you guys think of the last 2 episodes? What do you think, Matt? Did you enjoy them? What do you think of the story so far?
Yeah, I like how it's building. I don't want to say too much about my feelings overall of the season, but man, this show is really good at building that tension, but they still have little valves, little to let some of that air out every once in a while. If it's just a line or an interaction between Bunny and whoever, get something kind of to break it momentarily, so it's not, it's not too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's two of the characters that you've talked about since we started watching this show. I mean, before we even started reviewing it, was the relationship between Bunny and Mike. So what do you think of the stresses between those two characters?
I don't like it. I don't like them fighting. I want them to just, sit on lawn chairs and talk about the stars and our faults in them.
Okay. Slender, what do you think so far of the story, and most especially the last 2 episodes?
These episodes were, I'd say 3 was a little dry, and 4 also a little dry, but they do such a good job of stretching that tension to the point that it pisses me off, but it never pisses me off so much that I stop watching. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. You just feel that tension. Like, I get tense.
I honestly worry about Mike's blood pressure.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this cannot be healthy.
That dude better be checking his BPIs every day.
Is he ever going to save Iris, guys? Like, is this because he's really after this?
I hope not.
Yeah. You know how there's functional alcoholics? He is functioning at a level of high blood pressure that is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can imagine him, even simple shit like taking a piss is by far more stressful than any of us have ever experienced.
Dude, to give you some idea, Walton, this season could end with Milo kicking her out into the street and blowing her brains out, and her blood and brain juices flying all over Mike's face, and him crying and bawling his eyes out. I'd still be cheering. I'd still be
Okay.
like, Milo, yes, fuck yeah, Milo, way to go.
All right. Little Chad, have you watched any of this? Had
She
chance to
is
at
a
all?
cancer.
Oh, that's a good spot to come in. No, I haven't had a chance to get into Mayor of
Okay.
Kingstown yet.
Wait, I'm sorry. You haven't even started season 1?
I have not. That's why I keep my mouth shut about it.
Well, looks like we're going to have to make some adjustments to this group, DM.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes of Slender. Am I going to enjoy the next 2 episodes for next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the next 2 episodes, I think, are better than these last 2 in a lot of ways. A lot of cool stuff happens.
Oh, man, I can't remember. There was a movie that just came out a few days ago that I wanted to check out. I checked out and I fucking loved it. Oh, Pixel. No, Tetris.
Tetris, the one with
on
Aaron
Apple TV.
Edgerton. Yeah.
I've heard really good things about that.
Bro, fucking loved it.
Is it
is
really good?
so good. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
for a movie that is not John Wick and flying through the air with guns in each hand with doves flying, it still has a lot of tension to it, and you can see the influence of Edgar Wright because it's his production company and shit. It kind of has.
I thought
some
it
of
was
those,
wasn't it Matthew Vaughn's?
okay, Matthew Vaughn, whatever. Anyway, it has a lot of Matthew Vaughn, Edgar Wright type feel that feel of movies. I feel like they can be similar in some ways. And man, dude, what's his name? Oh, what did my fucking girlfriend call him? Horgon of Edgerton.
Taron Egerton.
Oh, Taron. Yeah, Targaryen of Edgerton. I'm like, that's not his name. But yeah, he's awesome in it. Really, I really liked him a lot. Yeah, and it's a bro movie. It's it's about 2 bros broing out and defeating communism. And yeah, I always love a good bro movie.
All right. Well, I'm going to check that out later.
It's worth it. It's really fucking good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Much love to you. Great conversation. Wonderful panel. Give everybody a chance to tell you where they can find you. What's up, Brahma? Good to see you, dude. Brahma, you scared you did that tweet with the dude with the man boob thing. Why did we have to see that? That didn't think no.
Well, why would you say it here? Because I instantly have to go to Twitter now, find Brahma, just to figure out what it is you're talking about.
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth going to. It ain't worth going to.
That makes me.
Now I'm going to look it up too. Wait,
you're horrible.
You're
Streisand affecting them right into looking at it.
I did. That's not what I tried to do. All right.
I honestly think you did. I think this was your plan. How long ago was this?
It was a couple of days ago. It was like yesterday or the day. But it was frightening.
I'm at March 30th. I'm not seeing it.
It's Brahma. You put it in the DMs. I guess if they want to see it, I can't. It was a retweet of a dude's like floppy boobs or something. It was disgusting. All right, it was nothing. And you know what? It might have led to the dream about your legs, man. And
what?
I don't want to even think about this. Little Chad, please tell them where they can find you, bro.
I appreciate being able to plug my content right after that. That's awesome. So myself and Slender Dad co-host the Ascended Art podcast.
Oh my God, I found it.
Okay, well that's perfect. Right on.
You have to expand it.
Right on Friday nights on YouTube. I'm on Twitter at Little Chad 10. So just find me there because I can't keep going now.
Brother, thank you very much.
I'm even unmuting it because I want to know what he's talking about.
I think I found it too.
Slender Dad, tell me where they can find you, man.
You can find me in all the same places that Little Chat is. And then sometimes I do movies with Mad, and you can also find me on Wednesdays here.
Does he have a tattoo that says Miss Talon's cuckold property?
It's a whole lot of nastiness happening there. And
oh man, I'm sending this to the girlfriend.
I don't. Andy, don't do it. Don't do it, Zombie Box. Don't go. Don't. Mad. Tell them where they can find you, bro.
Yeah.
And while you're staring at that tweet,
you can find me on my channel. You know, Movies with Mad is awesome. We have a lot of fun. You'll like it. Give it a chance. I don't know when I'm going to do another one. Maybe in a couple days. We may watch something tomorrow or something. But get edited. What was the last one we saw? Chad Slender Tartarus?
The Tartarus one, that amazing
Tartarus.
cinematic masterpiece that it was.
I think it earned a fuck you movie from Chad within the first 30 seconds.
It certainly did, and that was my record. So
yeah, it did not get better from there. It's if you remember Suburban Sasquatch, it's from the same guy that did that one. So anyway, yeah, so check me out over there.
all right. You still looking at that tweet?
Mad is the Mad King. Huh?
You still looking at that tweet, ain't you?
No, I'm trying to. Now I got to find it on my phone to send it to the
guys. Thank you for being here. Please remember to support your favorite YouTubers, your independent creators, comic book creators, whatever project they're working on. We don't have an industry support us. We only have each other, and we ride.
And
together.
if we don't see you back here, we'll see you way up there. Say goodbye to my wife. I'll say hello to yours. If you're not being beamed up,